Dr. Bedi, thank you so much for being here. Uh, you've had a very unique journey in police service and the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. And so I heard your session, and your session was about solving problems with a solution-oriented mindset. And you mentioned 3 anecdotes. So how can teachings from those anecdotes be used and applied to modern day issues? If you could share a few words on that.
First of all, is the willingness to help. Unless you have the mind and the heart coming together, you say, I want to look for something, I want to do something, I want to make the difference. Unless you have that spirit open, I want to make the difference. I just don't want to live for myself, but I also want to live for others and make the difference. Because then you realize that you become really happy when you truly make the difference for others. So when you have that spirit, what will you do? It will not let you sit idle. It will take you out. It will take you naturally to areas which you can make the difference. And every one of us have our inclinations. We have health issues, education, gender, women, children, higher age, environment. You see, skills. You've got a great variety where you can make the difference in any field you go into. Agriculture, right? So urbanization. So once you identify, you want to do it, now then you decide where. And naturally that instinct will take you where. Okay. And then how do you know where? Go there. You see, and then you start thinking, I don't have all this. Then you start with what you have. You start with these were my stories. What is my have? My position. Right. My position was my have. And there were a lot of haves around. So all I did was created the have plus and found the solutions for people. So when people also benefited by that solution, they joined hands. So it became collaborative policing all the time. Similarly, you go to the problem and then you start identifying and what can I do where I can begin. And then you start looking for friends, you start looking for resources, you're looking for support systems, and you create. And then how you begin, and you begin small, but you grow and grow if your heart remains in it.
Okay. In all those stories, you had one common factor. You incentivize other people to help you in the collaboration. But what about
It was not incentivized to help me. It was helping ourselves together.
Yes.
Remember, the common factor was together we will win. You have this benefit, I have this benefit, but tomorrow together we will mutually beneficial. So it's not, when I said crime control, when those people patrolled for me at night, they realized their women were safer, their families were safer, while I would do whatever I can. So it's them also realizing working together empowers them as well.
Right. But what about situations where it's not feasible to incentivize them? Like you mentioned that people in residential areas were not willing to stay up at night and police.
But their incentive was security for them.
Right.
When they felt secure at night, they could sleep better. If they gave me a watchman at night, they could sleep better. And I'm taking care of the watchman's alertness, training, etc. Wasn't a win-win? I got crime control, they got security. So you got to see a win-win situation.
Okay. Last question. This event is about social impact, but we are finding ourselves living in an era where the bottom line is everything, be it big corporations, be it businesses. So in such a period in time, how can organizations find that approach to CSR and at the same time, meet their personal goals as well?
Bottom line is your consumer. And if you look after the bottom line is your consumer, and without consumer, you'll have no profit. So when you nurture a bottom line, identify the needs of the bottom line, and then go in for sustainable programs, you're making the difference. You're creating profitability. Obviously, you will be ensuring the quality product, but you are creating healthy consumer, a happy consumer, a wealthy consumer who will like to buy your product.
Right.
And once your product is worth it, why would he not? So you work two ways. You get your profitability, but your bottom line should always remain the benefit of the larger good. In the larger good is your good, not your own good. It will not last. Larger good is your good. Mine stories were all in larger good, not my own good.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here and for sharing your thoughts and insights. Pleasure.